Hey, what's up everybody? It's Bill again with another Tough Love Philosophy video where we go over the philosophy of the Bible and Jesus Christ and use our deductive reasoning to show the laws that are established for us, the salvation that's been laid out for us, how it all is logical, makes sense, and how, it's the only logical philosophy for your life that leads to salvation and an eternal life, and is the correct and true philosophy, right? Jesus is the only philosopher who rose from the dead to prove his teachings true. He said, if what I'm telling you is true, I will rise from the dead. Buddha didn't rise from the dead. Muhammad didn't rise from the dead. Nobody else rose from the dead to prove their teachings true, right? But anyway, we'll get on that subject a different time, different video. But for today, we're going to be talking about abortion. And if you're pro-life, this is to help you boost your discussion and debate skills around abortion. I'm going to make a whole discussion tree here in the near future, starting here, and if the conversation goes here, this is what you talk about. If it goes here, to kind of, help you keep the debate in logical parameters to, ultimately come to the conclusion that abortion is morally wrong, right? So in this one, we're going to talk about the moral value of a fetus, all right? So if you're in the discussion or debate and you get to a point where they're asserting that a fetus isn't as valuable as somebody outside of the womb, right? Then this is where you would challenge them with this argument, a name the trait argument, right? So basically what we want to do is get them, say, what is a trait in a fetus that's absent in a fetus that if it was absent in somebody outside the womb would make it morally justifiable to kill that person outside the womb. So for example, if they say something like, oh, the fetus, its brain isn't fully developed, so that's why they're not as morally valuable as a human outside the womb, then you challenge by saying, well, if a human being outside of the womb didn't have a fully developed brain, would it then be morally justifiable to kill that person, to, end their existence, terminate their existence? Intelligence or sentience. Sentience is one you hear a lot. But then with sentience, you can just say, well, how do you establish when sentience is present, right? But anyway, so the way that this propositional argument works is there's three propositions and then a conclusion. So if your propositions are true, then the conclusion that follows logically is true. You can check out this argument. I'll put it in the description down below in text form, and you can kind of poke at it and, feel free to hit me up on any of my contacts or in the comments. I'll have the contact information in the description as well. Also feel free to comment on the video. We can talk more about it, but I definitely want to give a big special shout out to Dantas. Thank you so much for helping me with this. I really appreciate it. You know who you are, and you're awesome. I don't have really much training in all of this and education in all of this, as a lot of people do, and definitely helped out so much, so I appreciate it. So our argument for the moral value of a fetus is that our first proposition is that birthed humans are of moral value, right? That's established with science and philosophy already. So proposition 2, if you affirm, so this is you telling the person, basically you're arguing with the person and saying, if you affirm that there is no trait absent in fetuses, which if absent in birthed humans would cause us to deem birthed humans valueless, then fetuses are of moral value. And our third proposition is not if, but you're saying, so our second proposition is the if-then statement. If this, then that. So proposition 3, we're affirming, right? In saying, you therefore affirm that there is no trait absent. So the second proposition is where you'll probably get into a back and forth about, like, what trait would have to be absent in a birthed human and a fetus make it morally justifiable to kill a birthed person, right? So once you get past that, your third proposition is that you affirm that there is no trait absent in fetuses, which if absent in birthed humans would cause us to deem birthed humans valueless. And so therefore your conclusion is, If you affirm that fetuses are not of moral value, then you're making a logical contradiction. Right? So, again, what this is going to do, you probably might get bogged down a little bit because they're not going to want to really engage on this, so you might have to keep bringing them back to it. But basically, you're trying to get them to bite the bullet. Basically, they're going to have to, if they're going to continue to say that a fetus doesn't have moral value or as much moral value as a human outside the womb, they're going to have to bite the bullet and say that it's justifiable to kill somebody outside of the womb for missing a trait, for having a trait absent, right? Like, say, an underdeveloped brain or a low IQ or no sentience or something like that, right? So that is that. That's all I had in this video. I really appreciate you watching up till this point, and definitely keep your eye out in the future if you like this kind of stuff. Like I say, I'll go over a whole entire discussion tree to help you with that discussion / debate and help you boost your abilities, because definitely we want to get this abortion thing under control. We need big change moving forward, and I don't want to see abortion happening anymore. It's so wrong. But until next time, I love you, and we will see you later.